if you're willing to step out of your safe zone, if you're willing to stand at the edge of the cliff and jump, if you're willing to do what you've never done, you give yourself the power to become what you've never been.
Writing down your goals, writing down what you want is not enough. Why? Because we do not take actions based on the goals that are written down.
It might be bigger than the shoes that you're in right now. What it's telling you, what the general was telling his men was that I need your mindset to be ready for the war that we have in front of us.
Imagine you're 90 years old sitting in your rocking chair, looking back at your life. Do you think you'll have any regrets if you continue living the way that you're living right now? Will you truly be fulfilled when it's all over? If the answer is no, then ask yourself, why would anyone reject the calling to become what they believe they have the potential to be? Because we limit ourselves in an effort to avoid fear, failure, discomfort, or any sort of pain we think we'll experience. So we build this prevention machine designed to protect us from having to struggle to destroy this machine. Destroy the part of yourself that's stopping you from living the incredible life you're capable of creating.
Everything you eat after 6 p.m., you accumulate. Everything you eat before 6 p.m. burns up before you go to bed. Don't eat within 3 hours of going to bed. Just eat a light or medium light at dinner, salad with a little bit of protein before 6 p.m. or at 6 p.m. and you'll be astonished. The next morning, you'll be thinner. It's absolutely remarkable. 2 more things, by the way, with regard to health. First of all, get regular medical and dental checkups. People often don't go to the dentist or the doctor until they need to. I find that it's false economy. Especially if you're over 40, you should have a complete medical every single year. And you should have regular dental checkups at least twice a year. If you're in business of any kind, you should have 4 visits to the orthodontist to clean your teeth every single year so that your teeth are really clean. They found there's a direct relationship between gum health and the health of your whole body. So with regard to self-discipline, just remember the Michael Jordan motto, just do it. If you think it's a good idea, do it. Get on with it. Don't waste time. Don't make excuses.
Will it be easy? Probably not. But if you want to change your life, you'll need to do what's right, not what's easy. Too many people choose the easy road, even when they know it's not the right road. Take the path less traveled. Real greatness isn't determined by some birthright or fate. Real greatness is determined by what you do with the hand that you're dealt. Do you want to coast through life without fulfilling the potential that lives within you? Do you really want to wake up one day and realize that all of the dreams you have had have passed you by? Each one of us has dreams and we have passions. We have things that we want to accomplish. The real question is, how bad do you want it? And what are you willing to do to get it?
Now, the 6th discipline is the discipline of regular saving and investing. One of the greatest goals that we have in life is to be financially independent. One of the greatest worries we have in life is our bills and our debts. The greatest fear we have in life is poverty or ending up our life with no money. So the very act of starting to provide for yourself financially transforms your thinking about yourself and your life. It makes you a happy person. So set a goal of financial independence. Decide that, by gum, I'm going to become financially independent. And resolve to get out of debt and stay out of debt. I've worked with countless people who have become financially independent, started from nothing. And one of the things that they had was an aversion to debt. They hated debt. They avoided debt. The only debt they would accept would maybe be debt on a mortgage on the house that they live in. Maybe debt on a car. But even then, they don't like debt. And other than that, they avoid debt like the plague. So to get out of debt and stay out of debt, you have to discipline yourself.
If you want to live a happy and healthy life, you have to put yourself first when you need it the most, regardless of the consequences that may occur. It's better to lose your job, lose your partner, fail your test, or walk away than it is to forget who you are. The reality is that even though we paint a perfect picture of what our life should look like, it never turns out the way we want it. And that's okay, because it's not trying to avoid the storms that happen in life, but learning how to dance in the rain. And when all odds are against you and everything's a mess, 2 words: self-care. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with the choices you make in life, no one else. It's time we start putting our best interest at the top of our to-do list. Physically, it's the activities you can do that will help you with the stress in your life. Financially, it's the money you're spending or the money you're saving. Spiritually, it's your religion, not someone else's religion, your religion.
I wish I acted better. I wish I couldn't get kicked out of school. I wish I didn't give up on my kid. I wish. There's regret never said. It's still time, never settled. There's still time. What are you working on? Right. Now, cause sometimes in life where you gotta get one thing. God gave you one thing to do. That's all you got is that one thing. I know life will you down. I know life can be tough, but you are on a journey. When you settle, you will always have regret on what could have been. What should have been. I must say these two powerful words one more time, and I want you to hear me and get them in your spirit. Never set.
We do not take action based on what is on our vision board. We take action based on the way that we feel. And the number one way to overcome that, the way that we jump over that hurdle is one thing, is to take action. Regardless of how you are feeling. The one way to overcome the feelings that hold us back, the feelings of being unmotivated, the feelings of being lazy, the feelings like we're not good enough, that we can't do that thing, is to take action. If you don't feel like studying, sit down and study. If you don't feel like working out, lace up your running shoes and go for a run. If you don't feel like eating healthy, make the decision to choose the healthier option. When we make more decisions based on the place that we want to go, we allow ourselves to train our brains to know that we are in charge.
Oftentimes, many of us step into new scenarios and new arenas with doubt. We're clouded with doubt. And we wonder why it is so difficult for us to grow into the best version of ourselves.
And if you don't have what you want, stop telling yourself the story because you don't have the money, you don't have the time. It's because you haven't committed yourself where you would burn your boats. If you want to take an island, burn your boats, and you will take the island, because people, when they're going to either die or succeed, tend to succeed.
And the general was looking at his men, and he understood that he needed to literally light a fire within them. He needed to ignite something in them that let them know that he was going to lead them to victory and nothing else. And oftentimes, for many of us, that is a difficult mindset to get into.
You got to show up when everyone is behind you, and you got to show up when it feels like everyone is against you. You got to show up when you feel like you're winning, and you got to show up when you feel like you're losing. It's your time, and it's your turn, but you're going to have to be willing to. Endure the temporary struggle. You're going to have to be willing to deal with the negative chatter in your head, because it's not going away. You got to manage it. You got to confront your fears. You got to confront your doubts. Success is not going to be handed to you. Nobody owes you anything. But you everything. You owe it to yourself to hang in there. When it gets hard, you owe it to yourself to get up every day and grind.
That we're the ones making the decision. That this is our life. That we're the ones calling the shots. So if you don't feel like doing something, just do it. Just go. When you feel like giving up, when you feel like everything is against you, when you feel like the situation is going to get worse and you're nervous and you're scared and you're worried, you have to remember not only who you are, but what species that you are a part of. You're a part of the human race. We have sent people to space. We have created technologies that allow us to talk to people from across the globe. We have cured some of the most potent diseases on the face of the planet. We have created peace. We have come together. We have started movements. We've supported each other through the toughest times in history. We have shown humanity that we can actually fight for something bigger than ourselves, that we can act for things that are outside of who we are.
I tell you something, you ain't met the real you. I tell you have to use your power. That's the real you. You are a treasure in jars of clay. Clay is not the real you. High you, that's not the real you. Smoking weed you, that ain't the real you. Drunk you is not the real you. Because whenever you get into it, you start to feel alive. That anxiety you, that's not the real you. That clay has convinced you that that's who you are. That clay made you think that the shy, scared, jealous, doubting you is actually you. That's not you. That's the clay that you may be in, but that's not you underneath. That clay, there is a spiritual, there is a supernatural you. There is a treasure on the inside. And if that thing gets kicking your clay, is in trouble. What it's hidden in a jar of clay.